I built a shelter, 20 square feet per person, and shelter 500 people. This shelter is called the Ark II. My name is Bruce Beach. I am the only civilian radiological scientific officer in Canada. Let me tell you about my story. If a nuclear war happens, most people will not be aware right away. 1/3 of the people in the world will be asleep. You may be a long time before you know this started, but you'll find out. So they had to be protected from the weapon. This is the most key point of a shelter. We're about to make the 90-degree turn, and this is what stops the radiation, because radiation cannot make a turn. It'll just continue right on into that block wall. As soon as I step under here, we're at the deepest point in the shelter. There's 2 feet of earth, 2 feet of concrete above us, and 14 feet of earth. And again, we have a grill and a steel door that if we wanted to shut them, we could. This shelter is made out of school buses. I got old used school buses, 42 of them. We dug a big pit and put them down in this big pit. And then we've covered them with 2 feet of concrete. I put in the first buses for this shelter in 1980. I did not think we would get this far. This is the children's bunk room. Our rule is we'll take children first. And we have a certain number of women. We are now going to go into the women's washroom. Doom. Heads down. It's a very low spot to go in. There's a steel ladder. See it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, you climb up that steel ladder. When you get to the top of the steel ladder, there's rungs that go on up the wall.
Okay.
And you want to use those rungs to stand on the ladder.
Okay.
This is the most dangerous part. It's very crowded up there and stuff is thrown around on the floor.
Okay.
And you got to step off around that hole, and you'll find a sledgehammer.
Okay.
And you take that sledgehammer, and there's a bar across the door, and you open that door.
With the sledgehammer.
Right. You don't need to come back down.
Okay.
Currently, the date that I'm clocking is October 22nd. This like fellow predicts his death every week, every year. I'll be dead next year. Well, that was me. I always said I would live till I was 82, but I missed that point. I'm on past, I'm closer than I was. Yeah, I think that's close enough. Everybody happy? Okay. Well, I was born in Kansas, but met my wife in Chicago. She and I are very convinced that things are coming to an end. As she says, we've seen it all come, and we're going to see it all go. Some of the things I could tell you, you just could hardly believe that to be true, but I was in the service, and I dealt with I was a control tower operator at one of the 5 fields for the top secret aircraft in the U.S. One of the things that was at a secret base, you can look this up, called Camp Century. And it was underneath the ice up by the North Pole. It had a nuclear power plant there. And I went out on the ice cap for the survey of that. Well, I built 20-some shelters before this particular one. This village was built around the mills. It was called Horney's Mills. My wife's grandfather ran the mill here. That is where the Ark II shelter is built, is on the old mill site. Our mission is to help society reestablish itself. This is not the end. We're not looking on all of this as being the end. This is the beginning of humanity.